We like to have fun. I get these great audio things that I chase down because I love Ken. Ken loves crazy audio. So we're going to start today.
Especially white women.
White women are the best. So this
who
is
are
a larger
lecturing
woman.
us.
Oh, this is the larger white woman. Now, this is for all the other women out there that are angry, hateful at the scale that ruined your life.
The destruction of this scale is dedicated to all of the women whose lives have been ruined and ruled by it. This is for us, ladies. Safety first. I'm tired of you stealing my life. I'm tired of you making me feel if I'm good or bad. I'm tired of you deciding how my day is. No more of you deciding my life. No more of you stealing life from me. This is that. I take back my life.
Oh, my Lord. By the way, she ran out of breath halfway through. She had like a hammer, and she was like starting to breathe hard. It looks like she was... So the scale, of course, it was the scale's fault because the scale hypnotized her and put food in her mouth, as you do. Now we move from that white woman to this white woman, and she's going to lecture us men. If you hear that women say they hate men, why? We need to shut up.
If you're a man and you don't like when women say, oh my God, I hate men, watch this video. A woman says, I hate men. That means because she's largely had negative experiences with men. But it's not all men. I know, but it's a lot. And the sentiment underlying that is we don't know which men are safe. So if you become reactive, you start yelling at us about how it's not all men and some men are good. Show us. Show us. Don't get defensive. Just be there and listen to what we have to say, because trust me, you will be horrified by a lot of our experiences. If we find a man that we like, we will be loyal for as long as we possibly can. There will be no one to even cheat with. We don't like most men. We stay away from them because we feel unsafe.
Oh my! Hey, she's going to be as loyal for as long as she possibly can. Okay?
And then she'll cheat on you.
Yeah. Now, man, you're sitting there going, why are we getting picked on? Don't worry. I found a hero for us men today. This is, in just a little while, Tottenham versus Manchester United play in a European Cup final. This man's wife told him not to go.
What's it feeling like being in a Champions League final? You have to.
It's all right. My wife didn't really want me to come. And I said, no, I'm going anyway. Don't like you that much. I'm off.
Interesting relationship.
No, I don't really like you that much. I'm leaving. And so he left.
Off with you.
I mean, honestly, let's think about this a little bit. He loves his wife.
No, he doesn't.
He just doesn't love her nearly as much as he loves European football.
No, his Tottenham is not. I can guarantee you to a person that if they said, if you leave your wife today, we can guarantee your team will win, he would leave her in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
Doesn't mean he'd stop seeing her.
No, he'd probably do that too. Oh yeah, don't worry. I'll push you down. I'll push you down fly stairs if you want me to. No? You know what I mean? We're not finished, kids. These white women need to really come after us because, first of all, whiteness is the worst thing ever.
Oh yes.
Most white people, especially in the West, even if they are part of other marginalized groups, i.e. trans, queer, disabled, whatever it is, most white people expect equality because of their whiteness. Let me say that again. Most white people expect equality, safety, rights, and all of that because they were born white. Now, I know that seems like a really hard pill to swallow.
Yes, it does.
I know that I walk.
How is that?
Yeah.
I know I walk around constantly thinking I was born white.
I do. I can't stop thinking. I know Chris was talking about how circumcision is all that just it's on his mind 24/7.
Yeah.
For me, I just wake up and I'm all white, 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 white.
I look in the mirror and I say, I'm white.
Why? Oh, she's not done. Guys, we're just getting... Guys, shut up and listen.
And that really made me think about, the trans and queer community is that sometimes white people will only fight for a cause if it is about them.
More white stuff.
And this is something that I've had to really take to heart, especially as I'm watching things like Gaza unfold, because that's not about me. I'm not over there. But therefore, does that mean I need to sit back and stay silent? And we're seeing a lot of people do that. And I'm just using that as an example, by the way.
I'm sure you are. White, 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 more white. And I love how they always go straight from the LGBTQ plus community to the other part of the community in the world that absolutely embraces gay culture, which is Palestine.
Yeah. Yeah, they love them over there.
They do. They love them. But you know what? They love them flying.
What, you mean off a rooftop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How about one more from her? She's not done, guys. She's really mad at us.
My friend and I were talking about white people and how many of them are voting for their own oppression and they don't even know it. But that's because they don't feel that they should be oppressed in the first place. But my question for my trans and queer community who are white is look into your heart and ask yourself, where did the expectations of safety come from? Does it come from the fact that you truly feel that everyone on this planet deserves equality, or does it come from the fact that you are white and you are born into a system and you expect the equality and the safety and the justice because of the color of your skin?
Oh, you guys get that? Jiminy Crickets.
These people are insane, man.
Let me tell you, first of all, you want to talk about whiteness? Screw your whiteness, lady. You know what that is? That right there, what you just rambled on, that's called privilege. You want to know what the privilege is? Red, white, and blue. Black, gay, straight, brown, Asian, tall, thin, a midget, a giant, fat, everything, trans. You're born in the United States of America, automatically you start on second base with a T-ball up there.
Yeah.
Now, some people, they start, running home after a grand slam, but you start on second base. That's the privilege. When you see these baristas out there, excuse me, yeah, when you see them out there whining about how they're taking your rights away, do you have any idea what you're talking about? You do not. You are living in a world where the privilege is you can bitch about your pronouns and what kind of 12 genders you think there should be without the fear of being tossed off a building, without the fear of wondering where your next meal's going to come from or anything else. Because the red, white, and blue and Uncle Sam are like, yeah, you might be a little crazy, but you're ours. So settle down. Now, speaking of crazy, I'm not finished yet because I've got more. Anybody? This is about pronouns because here's another privilege thing. You know who has pronouns? Privileged people.
And they've been really attracting a lot of negative attention. And I feel like there are a lot of assumptions being made about me that are not quite true. So first of all, I just want to say I do also use a standard set of pronouns. I use he, they in addition to yeehaw. I think that if you're going to use neopronouns, you'll probably have a better experience in life if you pick at least one set of standard pronouns, even they, them, to be okay with, to be like cool with. Because the reality is, and I know this, a lot of people are telling me this, but I am aware that a lot of people in the world will not even remotely try to respect neopronouns. They think it's silly, they think it's dumb, whatever.
It is silly and dumb. It's stupid.
Yes, it is. And I will never do it.
No, never. Oh, but wait till you hear her pronouns, what she wants to be called by, because it gets better than this. Again, this is privilege, not the color of your skin. The fact that you have a phone, you live in a world where you're able to go online and say wacky, crazy stuff, and that is a privilege that you don't quite get.
I know it's not silly and dumb. I'm not going to let that get me down just because there are a lot of people who won't use my pronouns for me. I don't really give a about like what random strangers gender me as. Like I don't get upset when somebody calls me ma'am at the store. Like I just don't really give a but when I get to know people personally, and especially people close to me, that's when I'm like, hey, these are my neopronouns. I would prefer to be called yeehaw if possible.
She wants to be called yeehaw if possible.
Good grief,
that's what she wants to be
just
called.
Call you nutty.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this. At what point in time was it bad to call you, what's your name, Linda?
Karen.
Yeah. Right? When did we get to the point where calling you by your name was somehow not cool?
Because she didn't pick that name. It was imposed upon her by a white supremacist.
Okay,
called her parents.
I get that. I get the white supremacy thing is very real. The evil parents that raised you and put you through school and sent you to Emory College and spent $137,000. So you didn't even do underwater basket weaving. It was too tough. Which, by the way, for those who don't know, that is actually a class.
Is it really?
Yeah, because basket weavers used to weave underwater because it would take the reeds and it would make them easier to work with.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but those people were living in a world where that was the best thing they had.
Yeah.
How about one more for her because she's awesome? Because I need to hear, what was your pronoun? Yeehaw?
I do want to also just make the point that the people close to me do, in fact, use my neopronouns. And in fact, when I lived in Seattle and I was very enmeshed in the trans community there, it was very normal to use neopronouns. I know lots of friends who use neopronouns. It's not, I've got a lot of comments that are like, the only people that use these are 13-year-olds on Tumblr and whatever. I'm almost 27. I know people in their 30s using neopronouns. Anyone can use neopronouns if they want to, and it makes people melt, it makes people lose their minds, and I think that's silly, and I will not stop defending neopronouns.
That's Seattle. That's all she needed to say.
Neo. You know what I've used Neo-wise? I'm going to tell you guys, Neosporin. That's it. It's the only thing I've ever used Neo-wise. I will never stop defending.
Oh, my.
These are, and you know, we joke about this stuff, but let me tell you something. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but many of you sitting here listening to this, you probably had to go through, I don't know, 50 hours in the last year of crap online for your company.
Yeah.
Over stuff like this.
Yep.
Right? You know, these people are in your office. When I was out in Arizona, I held a door open for somebody who, now mind you, I'm a talk show host who books $1 million+ a year, who's got 30 years of experience. I held a door open for one of the interns who went on to try to read me the riot act for how dare I do that.
So the next time you just slam it in their face.
No, what she did realize is I don't care because I didn't work for the company. I was a contractor. And let's just say she wasn't my intern anymore or my on-air partner's intern at all. It was, how dare I? I was just doing something nice. Like, you know, and the other thing is,
trying to be courteous to him as a person.
As a person.
And
That's
they take
right.
it as an insult.
And the thing is, you know, who saw it were other women who work in the office who love me. And so what they did was they made her life miserable.
Well, and these people are miserable to start with.
They are
man.
miserable.
They are just...
You can't be happy if every day you wake up and the thing that you're looking for is you're always on high defense for being offended.
Yeah.
Right? You're trying to survive. That can't make you happy. That makes you miserable. You got to do better than that. Hopefully one day you'll snap out of it. I doubt it, though, because, well, somebody like that sounds like they're going to be single, and their 8 other friends are also going to be single, so they'll be miserable forever.
Yeehaw!